That's right. It's the morning show right here on KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. Great to have you with us. On today's show, we're going to be talking about a special author with a special book, one of which, when I booked this immediately, I could tell you one person was oh so happy. Her name, well, it wasn't Jessie Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jessie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
So I don't know if you've heard of this author. Evidently, Brenda has heard of this author and loves this author coming up around the corner. And so I know she has quite the following, by the way. Her name, Julie Morris. Her book, Smart Plants. Yes, it's Power Foods and Natural Nootropics. I have no idea what that means. For optimized thinking, focus, and memory. Yeah, we're going to have her on the show a little bit later on. Would you like to focus your memory and much, much more, Jessie?
Oh, yes. I would love to enhance the memory because,
Okay.
yeah, I'm pretty forgetful.
Yeah, well, we talked about that yesterday, right? Remembering like your vitamins or what was the other discussion? Oh, male birth control, right? Yeah, remember. Don't forget that. So there you go. There it is. The book. You can get it at bookstores right now. We have our copy here. Pretty extensive too. It's one of those very thick bound ones. So I hate when you get cameras, or I'm sorry, when you get books. When you get books and you're just like, you pay a lot for them and then you get nothing in it. You'll get like a few pages. This is a very bountiful book, and you can banish brain fog, enjoy clearer thinking, improve your memory, increase focus, encourage thought flow, boost mood, and improve sleep naturally. Boy, I can use that one for a lot. Okay, so we got that, and we got lots of other stuff coming up. We also got Facebook comments coming up as well, and Periscope comments. Thank you for tuning in. LinkedIn, we'll get to you around the corner, and YouTube, you're last on our list. I apologize. But if you want, find us on Facebook and or Twitter at KVVB TV 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV. That's where we're at. Okay, so some of the stuff we're going to be talking about as well today is some things that you want to know, as well as this. Have you guys watched the greatest baking, well, I call it the greatest baking show ever, but it's called the Great British Baking Show. If you haven't, it's on Netflix, so you can stream that right now. I got a chance to watch like the first season, and I was impressed. I was very impressed. So we're going to talk about that a little bit around the corner. Big news over there in Great Britain. We'll talk about that around the corner right after these messages. Stay tuned.
10 seconds. Two seconds.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. Great to have you with us. On today's show, we got a special author joining us, and she's written a very important book, Smart Plants, Power Foods and Natural Nootropics for Optimized Thinking, Focus, and Memory by author Julie Morris. And this isn't her first go-around at this. Oh, no. She's a natural food chef, culinary consultant, and best-selling author of 5 superfood cookbooks. She's also the founder of Lumenberry, an online superfood cooking education center that showcases how to cook with nature's most revitalizing foods. You can find more at juliemorris.net and lumenberry.com. And I got a chance to actually check out her website. Very interesting, because for those of you that maybe didn't have the parents that taught you how to cook everything, right? You had to go and cook on your own or figure things out as you went. This is like a really good course set so that you could actually do it virtually while at home and then cooking right alongside, which I like TV shows that do that, but I especially like the one-on-one, which evidently she provides right there in that very personalized way. Really good stuff over there. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
Good to know. So I understand.
I,
I didn't hear a word you just said. What was that?
I forgot to put my hat on. I didn't even notice until now.
It looks great. You got a full set of hair. Show it off. Speaking of which, by the way, we got a lot of food discussion here on the show today. It is National Granola Bar Day. You're welcome. National Hugging Day and Squirrel Appreciation Day. Of these, Jesse, which will you appreciate today?
Let's go with Squirrel Appreciation Day. Everyone loves squirrels. I do.
I was hoping you go with Hugging Day.
No.
Because you ever feel like, okay, maybe I'm the only one. When you need a hug, am I the only one? I know. It's terrible. Well, on yesterday's show, everybody was like, no truth to the rumor. I was a little off yesterday, more so than not. Well, it turned out at the very end of the show, I'm like, you know what? Let me check this thermometer. 101. Yeah, so you saw me with the 101 temperature. Right now, I'm on Advil, Sudafed, Benadryl, NyQuil, all. So I think this show should be great, by the way. So there you go. But don't come near me today, because they say you're contagious within the fever. So I'm glad, Jesse, you're in a different area of town. But back to Squirrel Day, because that's a thing. You know that there's actually not just one type of squirrel, Jesse? Do you know how many types of squirrels there are?
No. I just lump them all together.
Yeah, you got to make sure you know which one's which.
I'm getting 20.
23. There's 3 types of squirrels. Who knew, right? Ground squirrels.
Really?
As the 13-line ground squirrel, the rock squirrel, California ground squirrel, and many others blanket the prairies and deserts of North America, often causing damage. They often earn the name of pest, and they're labeled as rodents. What? They're so cute, though. Ever since, Chip and Dale, the squirrels, people, get your mind out of the gutter. I don't know how Chip and Dale got that. Who came first, the Disney Chip and Dale or actual Chip and Dales? I don't understand how that wording, right? That's kind of confusing to people. Or was that code? Little kids were like, oh, mommy's going to go see Chip and Dale. Oh, at Disneyland. Without me. Yeah, I don't know. But so there you go. Predators enjoy them as a tasty morsel. As a result, they work together to protect themselves. Their only protection is to flee. Then there's tree squirrels. They make their homes in the trees. They also find their nesting materials and food on the ground and above, making their homes in cities and the countryside and nations all around the globe. Then the third type is of squirrel leaps farther than the others with flaps of skin. Have you seen that? Where they have wings right there, and they jump, and then they're like, yes. Have you seen that, Jesse? They're pretty cool.
Squirrels.
Yeah, they glide.
Yes, those are really cool.
Yeah, flying squirrels glide greater distances, giving the impression they could fly. When they jump from tree to tree or building to building, they spread their legs wide and float on the breeze, escaping predators or perhaps other snarky tree squirrels with a nut to pick with them. So how are you going to do Squirrel Appreciation Day? Maybe you want to set up a squirrel feeder and watch them as they feed. You can identify what kind they are, one of three. Go to a park, watch the squirrels as they travel from tree to tree. How many are there? Squirrel watching similar to bird watching and nearly as fascinating. There it is. Oh, look at that beautiful squirrel. Watch a squirrely documentary to learn more. And there you go. So, Squirrel Appreciation Day, that's what it is. But you know what? Here's what I tell people that are like, oh, look, they're so cute. And they go up to them. They're like, feeding them. You ever seen that, Jesse, where they like, they're like, oh, sometimes they're not afraid. Sometimes they are afraid. And the ones that are not afraid, you're like, oh, this is a Snow White moment. You do realize squirrels have rabies, right? So if they go on your thumb, or there you go, like visit to the doctors. So be careful out there. You can get rabies. What? I'm just saying. It's not like they inoculate these things. So be careful over there. But appreciate them from afar, right? Just from afar. So I have one good friend, which is like deathly like it's funny. If I say squirrel, they're like, oh my god, and they run. I don't know. I don't understand the fear. I think instead of arachnophobia, it's like squirrelophobia. It's a thing that exists. Okay, but their claim is they have rabies, so I don't want to get rabies. So there you go. Moving on, though. The baking shows. Do you ever watch baking shows, Jesse?
I used to watch what was it, like Chopped or one of those other cooking competition shows. It's always fun to watch.
Hell's Kitchen.
But I do
That's a
love
good one.
baking shows.
I loved
Hell's
Hell's
Kitchen.
Kitchen,
Oh,
especially when he would make them cry, right? You're like, it's a lot of stress. He's like,
yeah, with Gordon.
it's just funny. But then they would survive in the end, and everybody's like, "Oh, we love him. He's so great." Because off camera, he's such a big heart, but on camera, he's like, "Rah!" Right? Don't take it personal. That's the only thing with Dave Ramsey. There's people in your lives that are like that. You're like, don't take it personal. Well, there's a really good show, by the way, and it's on Netflix. And the reason some people are like, well, why are you sharing international news? Because you can watch it on Netflix. The Great British Baking Show host Sandy Toksvig. I'm not sure if that's how you say her name, but she's really good, by the way. She's leaving after 3 years. Fans are crushed over the news of her exit, which she just announced. Sandy has bid us her last. She says, on your marks, get set, bake. That's her normal intro to the show. The host on the Great British Baking Show, known as the Great British Bake Off in England, has announced she's officially leaving the show after 3 years. She confirmed the news on Twitter. She said, quote, when stepping down, or rather, it's very British, so it's like, when stepping down from a job, it is quite common for people to say they are doing so in order to spend more time with their family. She went on to say in a non-British, because I can't do her justice. She does her own British accent really well, and I just can't do it. Can't live up to it. She says, unusually, I am departing from the Great British Bake Off so I can spend more time with my other work. As my waistline will testify, Bake Off is an all-consuming show. She throws in those little one-liners, which you're like, oh, okay. I personally, when I saw this show, I thought there was something very different, which I've not seen in a lot of TV shows, especially on television here in the States. And I could be wrong. You could probably think of a couple. But they teamed her up, and I'm not sure how old she is, but she's up in years. She's a little, you would be like, oh, is she up for retirement? With a younger host. And I thought it was a great dynamic. I was like, you know what? I like this because everybody goes with the same age bracket. And I thought, you know what? There's something to appreciate from this show. And evidently, viewers are really upset by this because it was a really good team. Yeah, you can see the team right there. The hosts are on the ends there, and then the other two in the middle, they're the judges. And they do this whole bake-off with people that are, like, some are professionally trained, some are not. They just enjoy cooking a lot. There's the contestants. That's season 1, I believe, on that one. And a really good show. If you want a chance to, I recommend some shows that are like, TV mature, which you can't watch with the kids around. But that one is kid-friendly and everybody-friendly. So enjoy it. It's a great show. I don't know who they're going to get in her place, but I'm sure they've got somebody in the mix over there. Get that? Mix, baking, mix. I'll be here all week, folks. Okay, so unless I end up in the hospital because of the flu. By the way, make sure you're taking the proper foods for your flu symptoms, especially if you're or previous to getting the flu, right? Some of you are like, oh, I got my shot. That's good for you, but take care of that. Okay, that's all I'm going to say with that. And then there was this. Who doesn't love koalas? Do you love koalas, Jesse? I mean, almost as much as I'm not sure which ranks first, pandas or koalas. Which are you?
Ooh, that's a tough choice because they're both super cute.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I know. They're
I,
just like
I think koalas get a point because they're smaller and you can have them like latch onto you.
you, they could they could
No,
hang on
no.
you like a parrot with the pirate. Yeah, you know what? That would be actually kind of cute. Hang on there, buddy. Well, one little boy in Massachusetts is doing his part to help Australia cope with the devastation of the wildfires from thousands of miles away. I saw this. I said, "How adorable is that?" 2 weeks ago, 6-year-old, 6-year-old Owen Culley learned about the impact of the catastrophic fires on the country and its wildlife. He told his mom that he wanted to help somehow. Besides being familiar with the country's animals, of course, thinking, well, wait a minute, what can we do about this? He told CNN, this was big on CNN, by the way, he has a pull to Australia. I think this was his mom. He's very proud of the fact that he lived there. I don't think he remembers any of it, but he's proud of it. After putting their brains together, Owen would ask for a donation of at least $50 to the Wildlife Rescue South Coast when he made clay koalas. So he makes those little clay koalas, gives them to friends and family. And long story short, it not only has it taken off, Owens raised $1,000 in donations via the mobile payment app Venmo, which, by the way, download it, get it. It's amazing. Do you Venmo, Jesse?
No, I don't Venmo. I don't know what that is.
You
That's
need
the
a
money
Venmo.
transfer thing?
Just download it. It's great. It's phenomenal. It's amazing. When people say to you, "Oh, I'll write you a check," just say, "Do you Venmo?" Venmo is there overnight, and it goes like, but just turn your settings because there's this like social share. I don't know why people would want this public, but it tells people when people pay you, which is not a bad thing because you do see people are gonna like think you're rolling in the dough. If you send this to me as a payment, then all my friends will see me get a payment. So I turned that setting off, by the way. But Venmo is a great sharing, which is actually, I know a lot of people are like, I use PayPal. PayPal owns Venmo. So there you go. Very secure, very good, very good. But so he got $1,000 in donations for people that still have Venmo. Go download it. Seriously, I don't get paid by saying this, but I've used it, and each time I've used it, I've just prefer it. It's so quick. Before moving the growing fundraiser to GoFundMe, where he has now raised over, get this, $51,000. $51,000 for those little koalas. According to the family, they said, "We are humbled beyond belief, generosity toward fire-affected animals, and to a tiny little boy doing his part to help them is staggering. Your donations, messages, and support have brought us to tears, and now we have a lot of clay koalas to make. Thank you." So there you go. I don't know how much time. Seriously. That takes a lot of time to make those, but you know what? There you go. I think this kid has a business in entrepreneurship, right? If he can raise money for that, he could do a lot down the line. So good job, young boy. And then there was this. Now this news kind of came out, and I was like, well, a little afraid to talk about it. So you know what? We'll bring it up on the next segment of the show right after these messages. Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this message. Well, a series of messages. We don't have just one message. It's like several advertisers. I like National Hugging Day. Jesse, I think you secretly want to hug. Doesn't everybody? No, not really. I know people that don't like hugs. By the way, they're like, no, don't touch me. I've seen it. I'm like, ooh, but I
I like
get it,
hug.
huh? Well, you don't want just anybody hugging you, right? Like it's kind of
I like.
creepy after a while, especially when they
Yeah,
don't let
that's
go.
true. I'm not a big fan of strangers. I'm not
Well,
strangers touching me.
yeah. Brandon, how much time do we have on this? Can we reconnect with Jesse? Because I feel like this connection's really bad. Yeah, let's reconnect. We'll be right back. We'll reconnect with Jesse because our connection's terribly slow over there. And for the rest of you joining us here, we appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Can you hear me, Jesse? Oh, that, yeah, you
We
know
have
what?
30 seconds.
Yeah, the comedy show's going to go on for a full hour here. Just, oh my goodness, Jesse.
Da, da.
Jesse likes to, Jesse's one of those where he can laugh under pressure. I'm not one of those. I'm like, get it together. He's like, this is hilarious. One day we'll laugh about it. Which he's good to have on the team for that because you're like, all right, you're right. One day it's not going to be that big of a deal. Let's just get through this. It's one of those.
We got 5 seconds. Get her done.
Yeah, exactly. So is my tie off? Oh my goodness. I get no respect, no respect. Yeah, there it is.
I get no
Yes,
respect, no
Rodney
respect.
Dangerfield,
There
everybody.
it is. Yes,
Who doesn't love Rodney
Dangerfield,
Dangerfield,
everybody.
right? Always adjusting his
Who
tie.
doesn't
Now
love
I know
Rodney
why.
Dangerfield?
Because sometimes his tie was probably off, and he just kind of started with that, and it just kind of stuck. I'm going to do that a little bit more. Rodney Dangerfield, everybody. All right. It's that time to talk about our social media audience. Yes, we see you guys over there tuning in personally. Let's give you some shout outs on Facebook. We got Diana Chenevere tuning in from her humble yacht. We got Alejandro Patino tuning in, great actor over there. We've had him on the Hollywood Social Lounge. Check out that show every Saturday at 10 a.m. His actual interview is there. Pretty cool as well. A really cool film. Can't wait for his next project. Stephanie Reed over there says, hello, happy editing this glorious, cold, and busy wintry wonderland this glorious day today. Angel Robertson tuning in all the way from Scotland. We love that. Let's see. We've also got Casey who says, I love Jesse's hair. So there you go. Okay, so this begs the question, Jesse. I mean, from a girlfriend, you want like a hug forever and a day, right? That's like a common thing, right, Jesse? Am I wrong on that?
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Okay, so my question to you is this. At what point, like, because there's different types. I mean, it's National Hugging Day. It's. I feel like this is a PSA that, in order for you not to get in trouble with somebody else or even with your significant other, you definitely, they don't want you hugging somebody for too long. So, what's a good time frame for hugging situations? Like, for example, if you hug a friend, how long do you hug a friend for until it becomes a little too creepy?
That's a good question. Like, how long is awkward?
Yeah, right? I mean, there's like, and then you're like, okay, I'm done with this. Well, here's a study. Hugs follow, again, because there's a study for everything. I always ask this, and thank God Google exists. Because I have weird questions. Before Google, I had no answers to my questions. So here you go. The quick answer is 3 seconds. Yeah, 3 seconds, according to a new study of the post competition embraces of Olympic athletes. The long answer is more profound. A hug lasts about as much time as many other human actions and neurological processes, which supports a hypothesis that we go through life perceiving the present in a series of 3 second windows. Cross cultural studies dating back to 1911 have shown that people tend to operate in 3 second bursts, which is oddly strange because if you've looked at television lately, every frame that they change it is about 3 seconds. There's some study to that. So there you go, 3 seconds. That's yeah. So if you go beyond the 3 second rule, that's a little. I mean, it depends on like that. Okay, for example, you're gonna see somebody go goodbye for a long time. You're gonna hold on a little bit more. If they're crying, obviously, you're gonna give a lot more. But it's like handshakes. Have you ever had like a handshake where it's a little too long? You're like, can I get my hand back? It's like that. So be considerate of those. I'm just saying, somebody's gonna go out there go, it's National Hugging Day, come here. And then there's some guys out there which hug a little too close. You know what I mean, Jesse? You know what the improper hug is? People don't know this, but there's an improper hug. Women know it all the time. Do you know what I'm talking about?
What's an improper hug?
It's
No, I
copophilia.
don't. Give me a
It's
heads up in
it's
case I do
called
it.
it's called copophilia. hug, Copperfield. Yeah, hands
Oh
are
no.
are a little too low as I'm hearing in my ear, or they reach all the way around. Like if they're really thin, and kind of get a little side boob action. Yes, I said it because the people it needs to be known, right? And men, you know what you're doing. Some are like they claim ignorance, but come on, if they're just a proper friend, you're just like, oh hey. Or Keanu Reeves doesn't even hug people. He just like keeps his hands, away from. And some women are like, oh, that's great. But in this day and age, you can never be too careful. So be careful over there. There's my PSA for that. What? It's National Hugging Day. I feel like you guys should know this if you don't already. Back to other people here. Let's see. Alejandro Patino says they terrorize my garden. He's talking about squirrels, which I guess some people don't like squirrels because they do terrorize gardens. And Diana Shinavir says, I have Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. See? She's up with things. She knows. She knows how it goes. Get Venmo. It's really good. Great app. If you didn't learn anything today, we are going to learn a lot from our author coming up around the corner, Smart Plants. You're going to learn a lot about that. But if you didn't learn anything else or you had to walk away, then it's Venmo. Okay, just so you know, Venmo. Get it? This is the sad story, which I was like, oh man, because I really enjoyed. I don't know about you, but I watched the Ozzy Osbournes for quite some time. I don't know how many seasons they had, but I think I watched almost every single one of them when it came out. And I was like, oh, this is the guy. Speaking of appreciation, Squirrel Day. Wait, did he ever have squirrels, or was it pigeons? Which one did he eat the heads off? Supposedly, was it pigeons, or was it birds, or was it squirrels? I
It
don't
was
know.
a
I don't think
it
it
was a
was a
bat.
squirrel because they would bite back, right? They'd be like, right, rabies. Okay, but there you go. Ozzy
No,
Osbourne's known as the Prince of Darkness for his crazy antics on stage and off, but the singer and entertainment personality is opening up about something more serious. In an exclusive interview with Good Morning America, the legendary rocker, his children, and his wife and manager, Sharon Osbourne, are shedding light on the private health battle he experienced after a fall and Parkinson's diagnosis last February. Osborne told Roberts in the interview, he says, it's been terribly challenging for us all. I did my last show New Year's Eve at the Forum. Then I had a bad fall. I had to have surgery on my neck, which screwed all my nerves. To complicate the matters further, Osborne revealed he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a neurodegenerative disorder that progresses slowly in most people and has no cure. His wife, Sharon, went on to say it's PRKN2. There's so many different types of Parkinson's. I didn't know that. I thought it doesn't one size fits all. It's not a death sentence. That's what she says. And I always love Sharon because Sharon was always the positive one in that family. You ever notice? Like, I feel if Ozzy had not met Sharon, his life would have been a lot more messed up. Am I wrong on that? Does anybody else feel that way? Like, there's some people that you're glad they meet the right person at the right time to carry them on through life, right? So there you go. She says there's so many different types of Parkinson's. It's not a death sentence by any stretch of the imagination, but it does affect certain nerves in your body, and it's like you have a good day, and then a really bad day. Osbourne postponed his world tour and remained largely secluded while he recovered at home. Now he's on the mend, revealing he's on Parkinson's medication and taking nerve pills. He said, quote, I got a numbness down this arm for the surgery. My legs keep getting cold. I don't know if that's the Parkinson's or what, but that's the problem because they cut nerves when they did the surgery. I'd never heard of nerve pain, and it's a weird feeling. And anybody that has like anything close, he probably has diabetic neuropathy. I'm not going to claim to know what he has, but my mom has that, and it sounds like the same thing. So he probably has a host of other things combined with that. So take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones as well, especially if somebody has to do this. Because Kelly, which has her own show, of course. Well, they all have shows, right? Yeah. Says the hardest thing is watching somebody that you love suffer. Kelly opened up about what life has been like for her family in the past year, even if it was difficult to face the new reality head on. That's no fun to see your parents go through that. You see them young and going through life, and then all of a sudden you see, like, fast forward, and you're like, whoa, like, I got to really take care of them. She said it's kind of become a bit of, I think, a role reversal for us where we have to be like, snap out of it. Come on, we have to all admit what's happening here so that we can get over this. It took a while for everyone to be on the same page. So now everybody's coming together and helping him out. So, but you could follow him and or her, Kelly Osbourne. She actually she posted an Instagram picture of him eating an ice cream cone and having fun. I love that he actually like pokes fun at himself and he doesn't ever like think he's never too serious, right? Right? Yeah. Again, I watched the guy for a long time. I always had to watch with subtitles, right? Or they already put subtitles on there because you had to figure out what he was saying, right? So there you go. Okay, we're going to take a quick break here on the morning show. We'll be right back right after these messages with more right after this. appreciate you here. And we got Zion over there tuning in. My border collie, thanks for tuning in. NBC News Studio 4C, tune in. Thank you for tuning in, NBC News Studio. Which came and went, by the way. I just wanted to point that out. They're like, oh, shoot, I'm watching ABC. Ah! I get it. Totally get it. Been there, done that. I like to consider myself, like, we talk about all different channels, right? I'm never like, oh, you're NBC, oh, you're CBS. I don't do that because, let's face it, like, get the rounded out picture. But I do say go to Disneyland quite often, right? Parent company of ABC. But there you go. I don't discriminate. Like NBC, I used to work for NBC, then it became CNBC Radio. So you're my compadre. So the comment there was a little unnerving. If I show those of you on Periscope see the comments, you're like, oh, yeah, not the best. I've had a lot more people leave better comments than that. I'm just calling you out, NBC. You want to go there? We'll go there really quick. Don't worry, I'm not gonna look for a job with you guys over there. Where are you at? Somebody's gonna be like, oh, watch. Hey, you want to throw gloves off? Come on, let's go. All right. Anyway, moving on. See, you can't let people, even if they're like, in the media, get to you. You just can't. You just have to be like, brush it off. Do you want to know what they said, Jesse? Probably not. See, this is a great thing about Periscope, though. You have a lot of live viewers. People don't understand that. Any one of these social media platforms, you have so many viewers, and then at the end of it, you get like a combined, because people watch it after the fact, right? So this NBC News Studio 4C, which might be in our own backyard, said this: you have just 4 viewers.
15 seconds.
Now you have 2 viewers. Now 1, and I'm leaving. Okay, thanks for calling that out. Appreciate it. Like, you could have just left, People. Don't let people bring you down. That's the topic for today. All right, thanks. That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live. Great to have you with us. A lot of our social media comments coming from Facebook and Periscope. We appreciate those in Periscope. Alex Lopez tuning in. Zion54, my border collie, tuning in as well. And MK Ultra as well. We got Casey over there, Diana Chenevere and Facebook. Thanks for tuning in. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Diana says, my birthday is in April. I just wanted to say send cash, Venmo, dark chocolate, flowers, gift cards, and either to West Marine, Harbor Freight, Ulta, Aldo, and Amazon. That's what I kind of, like those old donation ones. No, you got to like donate. Anybody that has a Facebook, and if you've had like your birthday, you have a lot of friends on there, right? But when it's your birthday, other than a wish, that's about all you get, right? So why not have it donated to somewhere? Because you're not going to get anything, let's just face it. Unless you have them into a party, then they're kind of obligated to come and bring you a gift. But anyway, all right, enough about that. More on this, Jesse. We tell you, we have like opportunities here on the show, which we kind of want people to know about. So what about this, Jesse? Would you sign up for, let me read the headline first of all. It's Great Blasket Island in Ireland. The lucky Irish are looking for 2 friends to work its coffee shop and, wait for it, live rent-free. What do you think? Good idea? Bad idea? Bad idea? That's a good idea?
That's a good idea. I'll do it. I think I heard about this. You said Ireland, right?
Yeah. Great Blasket Island. It's located off the coast of
I
Kerry.
can run a coffee shop.
Yeah, in Ireland, which happens to be my stepfather's name, Kerry with a K, which he's half Irish, so it makes sense. Posted a tweet about a new position. The island is looking for 2 friends or a couple. Jesse, you think of what I'm thinking? You and I can go over there. And then we could like come back, and have, we could do the show from anywhere. Think about it. As long as we have an internet connection. That's all I'm asking. To work at its coffee shop, as well as provide other island accommodations. I know his girlfriend's like, what? You're going to take Jesse away from me? No, I'm not. I'm tied here. From April 2020 to October 2020. That's actually kind of nice. It's like a nice little break. While the tweet does not list the salary, it does note that room and board will be provided for the chosen pair. But before you apply, you must know the specifics, which I feel it's our duty to share with you, right, Jesse?
Uh-oh. Here's the
Yeah,
bad
here we
part.
go. Oh, I could totally not do this. It's a pretty off the grid experience. In recent years, the island has been making strides to restore homes and bring more amenities to the land. You never want to hear that. They should have just led with that place that has no, we're trying to catch up to civilization, but we're not there yet. There is still no electricity. What? That's called a solar panel. Boom, done. Wi-Fi. That one's hard. Satellite phone or hot water. Oh, that's a breaker for me. No, you'd have to pay me to go there and do that, which I guess is what they're trying to go for. Alice Hayes, the main contact on the job posting, says we use gas hobs in the cottages and the coffee shop. We have gas canisters out the back. We know when the water's boiled with whistling kettles on top of the hobs, and we can cook on the gas hobs as well. She also mentions there's a little wind turbine that generates enough electricity to charge one device, so you're not completely cut off. Again, solar panels. I'm just saying. Look, we can help you out over there. You know what? Never mind. That's a. But you know what? Hey, if you want to live off the grid, I know a lot of people are like, you know what? Turn in my cell phone, turn in this. See if you could really do it, and then come back to me and say you don't have an appreciation for civilization. Just say. That's like being kind of castaway on like Gilligan's Island, isn't it? I feel like it is. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, beautiful pictures, right? Mm-hmm. No electricity. No electricity. All right, we got to take a quick break. Actually, you know what? We're going to go ahead and take this caller because I think we want to maximize this interview. So let's go ahead and do that. It's that time, yes, for our very special guest. This guest has written 5 books, all on superfood. And I'm not going to lie here. The moment we wanted to book this caller, we said, okay, we got to do this right. Julie Morris is joining us here on the morning show. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Julie.
One moment, please.
Oh, Julie's not ready there. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned. All right, so we're on a commercial break there. We appreciate you guys joining us on our behind-the-scenes morning show here, which we got our guest ready to go here. Coming
1
up
minute.
around the corner. There it is. Smart Plants, Power of Foods. Ooh, I need me some of that. Which, by the way, if you open up this book, seriously, it is not only does it have the right smart foods, it's got great recipes, by the way. And then it has a mind meter. We'll ask her what that means around the corner. And a lot of science in here, surprisingly enough, as to what certain things do or don't. Like this. Ooh, iron. Men and postmenopausal women should avoid taking iron-containing supplements. What?
20
Good to
seconds.
know. That's not good.
5 seconds.
Neurotransmitters. We're going to talk about that. Sorry, I was talking to Brandon in my ear. So this is good. Something else isn't good. Off. Yeah. Something else. That's right. It's the morning show here
That's
on
right.
ABC
Morning
News
show.
Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live. Great to have you with us on this beautiful day, especially with our next author. Yeah, she has written the book Smart Plants, and we're not only going to learn about smart plants and what they do for the body, but we're going to learn a whole lot more, as much time as we could possibly fit into this segment. We've got with us right now, joining us, Julie Morris. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Julie.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say you are the reason my lady over there is happy with me, because the moment I said we were booking you, she doesn't get excited about celebrities or anything else. Oh, no. But she got excited about this because I feel she has actually a couple of your books already. Smart Foods. This is one in addition to other 5. Can you tell me what's different about this particular book?
Well, first of all, that's so great to hear. Happy to help. No, but this is a different food this is a different book because my last books have really been about just superfoods and how to use them in recipes. And what makes this new book so different is that we're really talking about superfoods that are specifically geared towards better brain performance, not just brain health, not just brain protection, but truly brain performance. And especially in our busy, modern, go world, we all need a little bit of extra help these days, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, and I talk about this with some people. I'm like, do you ever notice you feel like it's one thing to wake up and be like, oh, I'm so slow, but then to carry that throughout the day. And then when you have a moment of clarity, you're like, oh, wow, where did this come from? And then you go right back into that brain fog. What's that called? Is there a more scientific term?
That is called brain fog in common terms, but really it's just called compromised brain performance, compromised cognition, and it could be due to so many different reasons. I'm not a neuroscientist, I'm not going to attempt to diagnose anything. Nevertheless, one of the really cool things is that most experts agree that we can enhance our diet and enhance our brain. They're really related with one another. And that's because food and nutrition doesn't just take care of your brain, it's actually what becomes your brain. I mean, you've heard the phrase, like, you are what you eat. Well, as it turns out, your mind is no exception. So really, nutrient-dense food you fuel your brain with, the more likely you're able to think and feel your best. There really is a direct connection.
Well, I have your book here in the studio, and looking through this, by the way, congratulations. It is a very thick book, which if I'm going to pay any money on something, I want to make sure it's got lots of pages. But it's not just a lot of hubbub in here. I mean, you've got recipes. You've got a chart here. Can you talk about this chart? It's the Mind Meter Key, which I thought was perfect because I'm like, if I want to feel this way, can you explain to our listeners what that is?
So this is a really cool feature that I added onto the recipes in this book because I'm all about functional food, not just how food looks or how food tastes, but how food feels, how it functions in your body. And so I wanted to help guide readers what some of the benefits were of the foods that they were eating, of the recipes that they were making out of the book. And so the Mind Meter Key essentially describes all of the different characteristics of cognition that a certain recipe may be able to offer you. Now, we're not talking about any recipe turning you into a genius, but we're certainly saying that these recipes can support things like better memory, better mood, more calm demeanor, better thought flow, better focus, even things like better plasticity, which is the ability to adapt to change and learn new things. There's lots of different aspects of cognition. And so this is a book that really explores all of them, lets you determine what, in fact, you're most in need of, and kind of lets you choose your own adventure in terms of what recipes and what superfoods you choose to include.
Well, you have a variety here. I'm looking at the at this book. You've got 65 mouth-watering recipes. Can you give us just one, for example, that I don't know? Let's say, for example, I'm feeling sick, which I am right now. I've got the flu, and I've got this whole like I got this headache. Anything good for the head to like reduce the
Oh.
amount of headaches or just anything? What do I do there? What can I enjoy?
Okay, so one that comes to mind is there's a recipe for chimichurri mushroom tacos in there, and I love a good taco, so this totally fits the bill. But you've got a lot of things going for it that certainly enhance immunity, but also help to fight inflammation. And this includes really succulent marinated mushrooms that are marinated in a chimichurri sauce, which is action packed with potent herbs, not everyday herbs like parsley and whatnot, and cilantro. But these herbs actually contain special antioxidants which can fight stress, decrease inflammation, and at least boost your mood and make you happier with the flu.
Well, yeah, I'm seeing that right here. Is it the chimichurri mushroom tacos? Is that what you said?
Sure is. That's the
Ooh.
one.
Page 151, people. So when you get this book, look at page 151 and go get that. This includes a lot there. Okay, look, I understand a lot of people are happy with you because you're making them feel better. And I understand you actually have, it goes further than this. You actually have this really cool online website, which I saw, and I'm about to like download one of the videos. Can you talk a little bit about that? I know we're running out of time, but it's a pretty cool site you've set up.
Thank you. Yes, it's called Lumenberry, and it's an online superfood education center that you can access at lumenberry.com. And we actually offer free recipes, we offer articles, and we offer many different types of very unique cooking courses that teach you how to cook with superfoods, teach you how to cook with natural nootropics, teach you really how to cook for function so that you're not just learning how to cook well, you're learning how to cook for wellness. And it's all online, so everything is on demand, and it's really, really easy to use and lots of fun.
Well, I want to say thank you, Julie, for spending time with us here on the morning show. Thank you for giving it a breakdown of this. I'll go on and kind of share with the rest of our audience where they can get this, but maybe you have a website that they can go to?
Sure, yeah, you can go to mysmartplants.com, and actually there you can join our free 7-day Smart Plants Challenge if you're looking to get started today, and you can get instant access to a week's worth of smart tools. It's totally free at mysmartplants.com.
I have to just share this with you. The person in my head right now, which is our broadcast engineer, is Brenda, and she's cheering because she's been looking for this. She's been looking for something to transform all of us to get super healthy. So we're going to be the first to sign up right after this show, I guarantee, unless somebody beats us to the punch. Julie, thank you for spending time with us here on the morning show. Congratulations on all you're doing. We look forward to the next book coming out around the corner.
Thank you so very much.
All right, there she is, Julie Morris, everybody. You can also check out her other book, which was a New York Times best-selling, Superfood Smoothies. I love me some smoothie, and especially when it's a good superfood. So go check this out. Yeah, there it is, Superfood Smoothies, which is really good, by the way, from what I've heard. So go check it out. And if you're thinking about getting a little bit, there were so many questions I want to ask, like nootropics, but you can find it out. Just get it in the book. It's right there. All right. So what do you think, Jesse? Good idea, bad idea? Bad idea that we had her on, or a good idea? I'm just saying. I mean, we all want to get healthy.
Good idea, more like great idea. But yeah, we could all eat a little bit better.
Yeah, exactly.
Most
Social
definitely,
media
definitely.
audience are kicking it up over there. Bobby says, I need that book, right? You do. Seriously, it's really good.
yeah.
It's only let's see, it's only $29.95, and like I said, it's very thick. It's got lots of really great pictures, but it's also got yeah, it's simple, easy to read, and I mean, you got some really cool stuff in here. For example, on all the vitamins as well, the type of vitamins that you want to have in your actual diet. So there you go. There it is. In fact, it starts off by saying this: shift happens when you're finished changing, you're finished. Who said that? Benjamin Franklin. That's right. When you're finished changing, you're finished. And it goes on to talk about how it's all about the shift, especially in your diet. Very cool. And brain food. We never really talk about that, but you ever wonder why you feel a certain way after you eat certain food, and you're like, oh. Whenever you feel groggy or like you want to take a nap, that's never a good sign, but yet we do it over and over and over again, right? So it's nice to finally talk about something a little positive there. Bobby, thank you very much for, let's see, he posted, no, actually that is Diana. She posted mysmartplants.com. You can find that there as well. And so there you go. All right. Lots to talk about. Oh, yeah, and that's where it has the 7-day challenge thing, right? That's pretty cool. Seriously, Brenda's like in my ear. I can't concentrate because she's like screaming for joy up in here. So, you know what? Let's bring her on because, Brenda, I feel like you, more than me, can translate your bit of joy for this. So for those listening and tuning in, maybe you could give them a glimpse of what you were saying in my ear so that they know why I was like,
Okay, anyone who's purchased, hi everyone, anyone who's purchased Julie Morris's book, she has so many books out there. I mean, I have a few of them. That smoothie one I have, I keep telling her, and I have it. But she has so many superfoods, like from making soups. She has some from making, where's the other ones at? The kitchen. She has so many wonderful books. What I do love about this new book that she has come out with is she has on the book a mind meter key, as Erin was talking about. So when you're cooking your recipes, you're trying to find recipes that help you, especially with, people that are sick or people that are just feeling a little foggy or unhealthy. I loved how she kind of categorized a lot of her books into this one. So this has a little bit of everything for everyone. And yes, I've been so excited to, yeah. I was
She
like,
has.
there's a concert in his ear, guys.
Yeah.
Because I am so excited.
she's like this
Yeah.
the
Okay.
entire time.
Since I've been speaking about this for a while, and like literally when the book was like in the office, I was like, Julie Morris. And yes, I am not a big like celebrity person on a red carpet,
She's
but
not.
any foodie person that's for like about health, I am like all over it. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You got to hold her
excited about
back.
this.
She's like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to like to take over Aaron's seat, but I couldn't.
She
so
did.
this is the part of
I
me
almost, I almost let her, but I wasn't sure we could get an interview in there because she was so excited. So, but there you go. But
Love the book. Everyone should get it. At least have it. Transition your kids, your family, your friends, or for yourself with this book. Try one recipe, 2 recipes, or at least go on her website, which I am, and do the 7-day challenge. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's a great way to start something for yourself.
everybody's gonna think we got paid to say that. We didn't actually. I can go on record saying we did not get paid to promote this book. That is genuine excitement from Brenda Higuera. And if we did get paid, we would not say that we didn't get paid because that's like the obvious. All right, so there you go. Go get it. It's in bookstores. You'll see it at your local bookstore, or you can order it online, get it shipped to you. And I don't know about you, but to me, that's always the best way because you go in and then you get like, but I get it. You want to get a preview, but even when you get the preview, you'll be like, oh yeah, it's exactly worth the every bit of dime. But the point is, apply these. It's not one of those. You don't know how many books I get that just sit there on the shelves because we have a lot of authors here on because I don't have the time. But this is the one that is good for the entire family. So this one is going to be on the kitchen counter, guaranteed. Okay. All right. Moving on though, there's this story. Which I thought was pretty heartfelt. I felt like, oh, okay, he needs, I like this. Let me just start off by the headline. The headline is WW2 veteran, 104. He's 104 people, is asking strangers to send him Valentine's Day cards. He says, I will save every one of them. After seeing the devastation of war, he's using a holiday dedicated to love to create new, beautiful memories. He wants the public's help. Major Bill White is asking for Valentine's Day cards this year. He served in World War II, spends most of his days hanging out with friends in Stockton, California, and scrapbooking. You know what? That is a really good hobby, by the way. I used to do scrapbooking way back in the day when I had more time. I got no time for that anymore. But it's a fun hobby. It's a hobby he loves so much that his home contains a bookshelf filled with collected items and scrapbooks of his memories in order by year. He told the news agency, it's kept me busy just trying to locate or keep track of what's happened to me, where and when. During his time with the Marines, White led his battalion toward the front lines during the Battle of Iwo Jima on March 3rd, 1945. The infamous WW2 battle claimed the lives of thousands of U.S. soldiers and more than 20,000 Japanese soldiers. He said, quote, "When I was wounded, I didn't have any choice in the matter. A grenade blew up about 6 inches from me. The fact that I've even survived is something. There weren't too many of us." He not only survived that deadly battle, but was also awarded the coveted Purple Heart for his bravery and went on to do 30 years of active duty. Okay, so you can get his story. It's a very cool story. You're probably wondering, where am I going to send my cards to? How is he going to get them? Well, he actually went pretty, I'm just going to throw this out there, old school. So it actually is an address, okay? So here's the address if you have time for it. Attention, hold for Major Bill White, USMC, RET. The Oaks at Inglewood. This is the one you really need. 6725 Inglewood Avenue, Stockton, California, 95207. You know what? Nobody writes cards anymore. Why is that? They do? Oh, they just hand them in person, but they don't mail them, do they? Well, he does. And so he's going to keep which one of them. And you know what? I applaud him for that. So there you go. If you want to send him some thoughts, some positive thoughts, evidently he's going to read each and every one of them and keep them. That's always good because you never want somebody to throw out your card, right? You spend a lot of time writing it. And who writes cursive anymore? That was a thing. Calligraphy, yeah. My mom does that, but it's like a lost art, right? Yeah, people text little like LOL and LMAO and oh, what? We got to go. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living, so live it well. Now, for those of you still tuning in, we appreciate you. Now, remember, this is a long address. So I'm actually going to post this on the well, I'll post this on both KMET 1490 AM and KVVB TV 33, so you can get the address for yourself, because it's one of those where you're like, wait, what was that again? Can you repeat that last letter? I'm just going to make it simple for you, okay? So here's what we want each and every one of you to do. Go like us right now, especially those of you tuning in on television, to KVVB TV. And there's also some really other good news about KVVB TV. If you go to KVVB TV, which, by the way, Diana, you should do this because you're on a yacht, and I don't know how many channels you get there for free. That's right. As long as you have like internet connection, you're definitely going to want to do this. You're going to want to go ahead and type this in, kvvb.tv. Okay, you could do that, by the way, on just go ahead and like us if you don't already now on KVVB TV site. But when you go there, go to kvvb.tv and then click in this number. All right, it is 33.1. You're just going to go to that. You're going to go to Watch Live, but don't click on Watch Live. Just go to 33.1, and you will see our live TV broadcast. What? Yay! That's right. So I know many of you stop at the end of our show, and you're like, well, what is he talking about? Can I tune in? Yes. Not only locally is it here in the high desert, but it is internationally seen from around the world. Yes, that's right. So all you have to do is just go click on that. It's 33.1. You can check out all the great programming. And seriously, there's a lot of programming that I sit there and I go, oh, and I get entranced. I'm like, oh, wait, I got to work. Got to get back to work. So just put it on in the background. You'll appreciate it. Go click on that KVVB TV. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Same place, same channel. Make it a great one. Whatever you do, remember, life is worth living. So live it well.